Today on Daily Tech Hack Global, a $12 billion bet on an artificial general engineer, GitHub using language models to make secret scanning less noisy, and a fresh reminder that hidden AI guardrails can damage trust even when the intent is safety. We will also look at local AI acceleration from NVIDIA and Google DeepMind, confidential inference for Apple private cloud compute, and why low-cost video generation is becoming a real business infrastructure story. The biggest headline is Prometheus, the new AI startup associated with Jeff Bezos. TechCrunch reported that Prometheus raised $12 billion and is valued at $41 billion. The Verge described the ambition as building an artificial general engineer, not just a chatbot that answers questions, but a system aimed at helping with physical world engineering problems. Confirmed facts first, the reported funding is enormous, the target is engineering-heavy work, and the pitch is about physical industries such as factories, robotics, heavy engineering, and drug design. The analysis is that capital is moving toward AI that can touch expensive real-world workflows. If AI can shorten design cycles, generate simulations, help compare materials, or coordinate robotic systems, the market is far larger than office productivity. But the uncertainty is just as important. Engineering work has high consequences. A wrong answer in a document is embarrassing. A wrong answer in a manufacturing line, medical process, or autonomous system can be costly or dangerous. So the winning companies will need verification, traceability, and human review, not just impressive demos. The second story is more practical for developers and security teams. GitHub published a post saying it is making secret scanning more trustworthy by reducing false positives at scale, with context-aware LLM reasoning helping the verification step. The confirmed fact is narrow but important. GitHub is applying language model reasoning to decide whether a secret scanning alert is more likely to be actionable. Why does that matter? Because security teams do not suffer only from missing alerts. They also suffer from too many alerts. When every warning looks urgent, people stop trusting the system. Better verification can help teams focus on real, exposed tokens and credentials, especially as AI coding assistants increase the amount of code being written and reviewed. The big takeaway is that LLMs may be most valuable in security when they reduce noise and explain context, not when they replace defenders. Third, The Verge reported that Anthropic apologized for invisible guardrails affecting Claude Fable 5, saying the hidden behavior undermined researchers and competitors using the model to develop systems. The exact internal design is Anthropic's to explain, but the public lesson is clear. Model transparency matters. Enterprises increasingly compare AI systems, build around benchmarks, and depend on stable behavior. If a model silently changes how it responds under specific conditions, teams can draw the wrong conclusions about quality, safety, or competitiveness. Safety controls are necessary, but invisible controls create a governance problem. Buyers need to know what is being limited, when it is being limited, and whether the same rules apply across normal use, research, and competitive testing. Fourth, NVIDIA said it accelerated Google DeepMind's experimental DiffusionGemma open model for local AI on GeForce RTX systems. This is a local inference story. Cloud AI will remain essential for the largest models, but local AI has three advantages: latency, privacy, and cost control. If a useful model can run on a workstation or high-end PC, developers can prototype without sending every prompt to a remote server. Businesses can keep some sensitive data closer to the device. And consumers may get features that feel instant because they are not waiting on a cloud round trip. The open question is quality. Local models do not win just by being local. They have to be good enough for the task. But the direction is clear. AI infrastructure is becoming hybrid, with some work on device, some in private clouds, and some in public clouds. Fifth, NVIDIA also said its GPUs with confidential computing are being used for confidential inference as Apple's private cloud compute expands beyond Apple data centers to Google Cloud. The confirmed facts are that this connects NVIDIA confidential computing, Apple private cloud compute, and Google Cloud. Why it matters: sensitive AI inference is one of the hardest cloud trust problems. Users want powerful models, but they also want privacy guarantees. Companies want elastic capacity, but they do not want sensitive prompts, documents, or derived data exposed in the wrong place. Confidential computing is not magic, and it does not eliminate every risk, but it is becoming part of the baseline architecture for AI workloads that cross organizational boundaries. The sixth story is about economics. TechCrunch reported that Avathar's distilled video model is priced at half a cent per second of generation and is designed to be culturally aware for India's scale. Whether that exact product wins or not, the broader trend is clear: video generation is moving from novelty to production pipeline. For commerce, training, localization, and support, the question is not just whether AI can make a beautiful clip. The question is whether it can make thousands of acceptable clips cheaply, quickly, and in the right cultural context. That changes the competitive landscape for agencies, marketplaces, and internal content teams. So what is the common thread? AI is entering the infrastructure layer. It is in engineering bets like Prometheus. It is in developer security at GitHub. It is in model governance controversies at Anthropic. It is on local machines through NVIDIA and Google DeepMind. It is inside confidential cloud inference for Apple. And it is becoming a cost equation for generated video. For builders, the advice is to design for verification from day one. For businesses, ask not only what an AI system can generate, but how it is audited, where data flows, and what happens when the model is wrong. For everyday users, expect more AI features to appear in tools you already use, but keep watching the privacy and transparency promises behind them. That is today's briefing. If you want the signal without the hype, subscribe to Daily Tech Hack Global for AI, cybersecurity, and technology news explained for builders and decision makers.